Good morning, everybody. My name is Ben Clark. I'm helping the Kwuxast program out, just showing people demonstrations on different styles of cutting meat. This is the way I do mine. This is like the non like a lot of old timers. They'll still eat all their meat like this with all the gray meat. This is like the gray skin. This is what gray skin is, like that. But the way I do mine, I prep mine while it's up in the air still. Cut all the gray meat off, so then I'm not chewing on some of this harder skin stuff here. So I prep all my meat. This is how I prep all my meat right here. So I'm just showing you my styles of doing it. I've already cut all the excess stuff that I don't need off. So for starters, we're gonna start off with the backstrap here and cut all the backstrap right down. And later on, I'm gonna cut the ribs off right down here. I cut the shorter ribs off just because there's really no meat on them. So I go along and I prep everything before I even start. So we'll start off with the backstrap. And usually you start off like right where the hip, like you can kind of see where the rump roast is here. So I'll usually just go kind of right down here, cut straight over. This is the backbone here. So you're gonna go follow that backbone all the way down. And you know you're hitting the backbone when you hear that kind of noise, right? So it just comes along with time. Like, I've been doing this for, I don't know, probably 6 years on my own now. Like, I was bringing it to the butcher shop, and then I start learning how to do different kind of styles cutting. So here we go. It's coming up there. Okay. So this is kind of your finished product after you take the backstrap off. Before you take your full backstrap off, you take your front quarter off. But other ways you could do it is, if you leave your backstrap on, you could just clean off, like you clean off the gray skin, cut it off right here, and you could make what they call chops, deer chops. So then you leave that backstrap on, and then you can make your little deer chops right here, like using some kind of sort of saw. So, but this is the style I use. Like, I don't keep none of the bones. So all mine's, whenever I store all my meat, it's all deboned. So, okay. Now we're taking off the front quarter. I'm going to show you taking off the full backstrap, but you kind of get the idea. But you kind of go in just right along with the kind of like the rib cage. Just make your straight cut, come up. Don't cut too far back, because you'll start cutting off all your little meat off, like on a deer, on your ribs. So don't cut too far back, but you'll kind of see the shoulder blade. So you just kind of follow the shoulder blade out, and it just goes up along with the neck. So there's no mistakes on this one. There you go. Back to cutting styles. This is called your brisket right here. This holds quite a bit of fats. So when you do cook it, it's not just a style of meat where you just throw it on the pan and cook it. It's more like the slow roast, where you bake it in the oven for 4 to 6 hours kind of thing, where it's gonna kind of soak out the fats. So if you kind of come over here, I'll show you kind of the guidelines of cutting the brisket out. If you could see these bones right here. So these there's little cartilage in here right in between. So what you'll do, you grab a bigger knife, like a solid knife. Like I'm just gonna use the saw, but you kind of get the idea. Just kind of go along the edge there, like go. Oh, I can't. It's usually a two-person job. Like if it's in air. There you go. That kind of deal, right? And just do the same thing on the other side. And once you get down to the end, you just kind of give the last snap. There you go. Another part of the animal people use, but majority of people throw away, is, you know, the backbone, because this looks like bone to you, but you could still chop it up in slices, like that special piece right there called marrow. A lot of old timers like eating, so marrow. Like we got all the meat all down from the tree now, like all ready to be all cut. So as you go along, like these are front quarters, so majority of the time you'll use it for like stews or like grinding up for burger. So majority, like all the front quarters, stew and burger. Hind quarters, this is where you get all the big meaty fatty stuff. So like the smaller pieces you're gonna use for stew, but majority of it's gonna be for your, like this big roast right here. It'd be a good roast for, like, you know, either roast steaks, right? And then you got your big ham right here. That's the biggest one, so you could use that for roast and steaks as well. Whatever you don't use, like whatever you cut off, like any excess stuff, like if you're gonna use this, you could just throw that, have another pile for your burger. And again, your brisket, good taste right there. Backstrap, you could make it as like little roasts, little family size roasts like that. Me myself, I like cutting them up in little breakfast size steaks. Good eating. Then you got your ribs. We're gonna cut ours probably just in halves. And like I said before, if you left the backstrap on, you could make it as chops. And then you got your hoofs for making rattles, whatever. Some people, I don't know, make them as regular hooks. Okay.